Hi guys. Hello, hello, hello. Bring y'all closer. Hi. I'm Michaela. How's it going? Get myself together. Good morning, world. Good morning, YouTube. So, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michaela Pink, and today we are talking about love. We're talking about love today on the Michaela Pink channel because this is the month for love. We are on today's filming. We are 1 week away from Valentine's Day, guys, and so that's why this month has been focused on men and relationships and all things associated with that. I've been going hard about men and love and the way we see it and all of those things. So today we're going to talk about something that was a fairly new concept to me just a couple of years ago. But I have adopted this philosophy and I believe in it very strongly. And so we're going to talk about the idea, I guess, that unconditional love does not exist. Don't forget to like the video as you guys come in. Good morning, good morning. I hope you guys have your coffee in your little love mugs so that we can be comfy and cozy. Today is still cold, but oh, hey from France. Today is still cold, but I think that you know, we can get warmed up together. This lip look is going to be part of the Pretty Privilege Cosmetics line, and so I hope you guys like this look. Anyway, so unconditional love is not real. And like I said, I always, dang y'all, I can't get comfortable today. I always, this is supposed to be like a special little neck with this, but anyway, I always believed in unconditional love, like many of you. I thought, you know, that I would have this knight in shining armor. He would come to my rescue and whisk me off into the sunset and we would be in love. I thought that we would be, you know, him for me and me for him. He would have eyes for nobody else. No matter what I did, he would be my man. And I always, from a little girl, felt like I should be loved unconditionally because, again, this is what we're taught as little girls. This is what we see on TV or what we saw. You don't see that so much more, so much anymore. But when I was little, a couple 10 years ago, I was always under the impression that unconditional love was a very, very real thing. Grandparents teach, oh, you just wait until he loves you. You're going to be, you know, you're so special. You just hold out for the man of your dreams. And can you get permission to use this information in your book? No. No, ma'am. And I definitely won't grant permission on a live stream, Miss Maya TV. So if you'd like to conduct business, please email me. But the short answer is no before you do. Anyway, so unconditional love is not real. Unconditional means that no matter what you do, I will love you. No matter what you say. You guys, this is not a background. This is my house. Anyway, sorry. No matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter how many times you hurt me, if we get along, if your mom doesn't like me, if you sleep with my sister, if you go to jail for murdering multiple people, and then it comes out that you are of a different persuasion, I'm still gonna love you. Unconditional love is not real in romantic relationships. And I definitely feel this way because I know that I have never, out of the probably 10, I've only had 10 boyfriends, so I'm not gonna, But out of all the men that I've dated, all of the men that I thought I was in love with, I have never felt unconditionally loved. I know every single man, if I was to steal something from his mother, let's just, throw a wild card out there. If I was to steal something from his mother or have his home burglarized and have something happen to his mother, he would no longer love me the way he loved me previously. So there are conditions on every relationship that you have as far as will I continue to love you? And this is hard. This is a really hard concept for some reason, for a lot of women to understand, because we really okay, so whenever I start a consultation, right, I usually start it with, okay, tell me about your goals. What are your goals? What do you feel like is important to you? Are you trying to get married? Are you trying to have just somebody to pay your bills for right now? Are you trying to, have a little plaything, a little boo thing? What are your goals, right? And almost, I'm going to say a good 80% of the time, I want to be married. I want to be married. I want somebody to love me, somebody that's loyal, somebody that's kind, and somebody that appreciates me as a woman. And I totally get that. I get that. I feel like, and most times, this conversation is happening between me and an older woman who's about 30 and up. Most women 30 and up crave this unconditional love unicorn that we've all been chasing all of our lives, right? And it's hard to not chase it because, well, that's what I was told. But if you really honestly think about it, have you ever seen someone in a relationship that was unconditional? Who is this? Kelly Kale says, the only unconditional love is for my pets and family, best friends, not no man. I just want him to be in love with me. I just want the bag. Yeah, and a kid. So you're young. Sorry, I read that. Anyway, so I had this discussion. If you guys will go back and take a look at the video that I did, gonna pin it. What did I say? Educated is what happens when you waste the pretty. And I made the comment that unconditional love only happens between a mother and her natural born child. A lot of times you don't even love your own mother unconditionally. Because if your mother sleeps with your man, you're probably gonna be a little mad at her, a little upset. Some people do love their mothers unconditionally. I can't say that for myself. I can't even say that I loved my dad unconditionally. And y'all know, I didn't love anything more than I loved him, but I don't necessarily think that I loved him unconditionally. I know that there are some things that if he had done them, I would not have loved him unconditionally. Now, my children, I can't really, well, I'll say this. A mother loves her baby, her little one unconditionally. There are some things that my children can do that I would take the love away. Now, would I do anything to harm them? No. but I would take the affection and the care and the loving that they experience now, I would take that away. There are some things that my children can do that my love would be, as far as they are concerned, they would not feel unconditionally loved by me. And that's if they do something to harm me, if they, basically, if they did something to harm me, then I would remove my love from it. Right. It would be tough love. Now, it would hurt me deep. I would probably cry and cry and cry and cry and cry and cry. I would probably die of heartache if I had to love my children conditionally. That's how much I really, really, really love my children. So for someone to say, oh, I only love my pets and my family, that's somebody who does not have children. Someone who doesn't have children. And then you have a lot of people who say, oh, well, unconditional love only exists between me and God. Now this is not a religious conversation. It's not a religious channel by any means. So do I necessarily believe that, me and God, some God up in heaven and woo-woo fairy God have a loving relationship? I don't necessarily believe that, but if that's what's true for you, then great, love that person or that entity, but I don't necessarily have a love for an outside other thing. Now, when speaking about romantic relationships between men and women, here's a question from Miss Deja. But does that actually mean you stop loving them? My mom and brother had a falling out and rarely speak, but she'll love him into her last breath. It doesn't mean that I'll stop loving them, because what is love, right? Love is not something that we can measure or monitor, or something that has a calculated value. But what I'm saying is, like you said, if I'm not talking to you, that's not loving. That is not loving. If I'm not, participating with you, and I'm not coming over to your house for Thanksgiving, and, I'm not at your baby's birthday parties, and, okay. Is anybody a moderator in here? No moderators. So, yes, Miss Me 123 is here. Okay. They're not going, my children, if you're not participating in my life actively, if I'm not there for you, if you can't call me up and say, hey, I need you for something, and, things like that, then how loving is that? My love is demonstrated by the way that I show you. I can't say I love you and you just automatically know it. Love is more of an action. If my son and I fall out and he has a car accident, and he's trying to call me and I've blocked him, is that loving? No, it's not. If I move totally across the world because I no longer want to be associated with you, is that loving? No. So, yes, I may still feel concern for you, but love is definitely an action. It's not something that you just say or just a word. To me. Yes, you will still have a tie and a bond there, but love, I wouldn't say that's loving at all. So unconditional love in romantic relationships does not exist because men do not love the same way as women. And I've said this, I don't know how many ways and how many days on this channel. Men love differently than women. A woman can get cheated on and left over and over, and 6 babies, and then he leaves you again, and cheated with your best friend, and stole from your 401k and all of this stuff, and a woman will still be like, oh, but I love him, and she'll still stay. A man can sleep with you and sleep with her at 6 o'clock this evening. Then he can sleep with another woman at 3 o'clock this morning or tomorrow morning. Love is not expressed in the same way as from men to women as it is the reverse way, right? And so when we think about that, does he love me? Does he really love me if he cheats? I say yes. I say a man can love you and still cheat on you because they don't see love the same way that we see love. They see love totally different. If I'm providing for you, I'm making sure you're okay. I'm making sure that you're not out here in the streets dead somewhere and, you know, your children are okay. That is love from a man. That's love from a man. So what if I go over here and have a one-night stand every now and again? Okay, that doesn't mean I don't love you. Again, this is the way that men see love. And then here come the, I don't care. What's love got to do with it? I thought this was about the money. No. Here's my thing. When you have money on your own, when you have money on your own, being with a man for his money just doesn't have the same ring to it. Know what I mean? You put up with a lot less when you have your own bag. When you're broke and you need a check, yeah, it's all, I need money. I don't care. Just get the money, girl. Okay. I'm not going to do any and everything for money. I'm sorry. I know how to make money on my own. So I'm not putting up with the crap. If you tell me you love me, okay, let's define what that means to you. This is how you have an intellectual conversation and communicate about money or about love. Okay, sir, you say you love me. What does that look like for you? You love me means what? So that I can recognize it. When you say you love me, does that mean you're going to provide for me? Does that mean you're going to make sure that I'm okay and the next generations behind us are going to be okay? Is that what your love means? Okay, so your love means that you just want to have trampoline activities, you know, twice a week. Okay, cool. Okay, I don't love that way, so that's not going to work with me. You go over there and I'll stay here. And that will solve a lot of issues that people have. Yes, baby. Can you wait until mommy is done with my video and we'll ride it, okay? Okay. All right. Somebody got a new motorcycle and he's ready to ride it. Anyway, so love is conditional on all like who just said that? Sharky Tor. Love is conditional. There's no other way to say it. There's no other way to go about it. Love is conditional. But you need to understand how this person loves you and how they are expressing love to you. I gave an example on, I believe it was another video of mine. So when living with someone, you'll see love totally different. My love language is receiving gifts. So if you don't give me something, you don't love me. You don't care about me. That's just the way that I can't understand that. You can't come clean my house and show me you love me. You can't tell me, oh, you're so pretty, I love you, I love you. I don't care about any of that. If you don't give me something tangible that I can hold, because I'm very sentimental, then you don't love me, right? That's just the way that I see it. Men, a lot of times, it's physical touch. So if you're not on the trampoline with me, you don't care about me. If you're not showing me words of affirmation or giving me words of affirmation, then you don't love me. A lot of times that is a male expression of love. When they say, ooh, you look good, that's their way of showing you that they love you, right? Giving you gifts is a way of showing you. And so I was living in a living arrangement with a guy, and he was very, thought that cleaning the house would make me happy. So the house would be spick and span, and I would just come in like, whatever, I don't care. I don't care about this. I kick my shoes off in the middle of the floor, leave a plate on the coffee table, and he would be, livid, because he felt like I was just discarding his love, right? I didn't care about that. He didn't communicate with me and ask, hey, how do you love, right? So he was upset, and the love eventually was gone because of that. So did he love me unconditionally? No. He loved me based on a feeling that I gave him. And this is true for most everyone. If you don't give me my feeling the way I want to love and be loved and have love, then you don't love me. I can't see it as conditional or as unconditional. So I bring up this topic because I want ladies to understand that loving and loving unconditionally are two different things. I can love you, but it definitely comes with conditions. I love you as long as you're making me happy. That's the way most people love. As long as you make me happy, I love you. The moment you stop making me happy, I no longer love you. And people say, if you want unconditional love, get a dog. You know, I have a dog. I do have a dog. I have a dog, and he is, Michael is almost 8 months old. I don't freaking love that dog unconditionally. What? No. I, as a person, cannot love an animal unconditionally. They're just animals to me. People who say love a puppy and a pet are people who don't have children. So if you don't have children and you can't have children and all that, yes, get an animal. That's probably the closest thing to a human. But get it, whatever. Anyway, I won't even go there because, Lord, some of y'all are serious about these pets, sleeping in the bed with them and taking baths with them, kiss them in the mouth and all that. Yeah, I'm just not that way. He's a pet, and he's a pet. Animals may love me unconditionally, but I don't even think of an animal in that way. I don't even think of him. I mean, I don't know. How y'all know what the animal think? How y'all know, first of all? How do you know that your dog loves you? I'm not even going there. Not even going there. Is there a way to teach someone to love you the way you want to be loved, or just let it go? Yes, you can teach someone. See, look, they going hard in the comments, these animal lovers. Thank y'all for these comments. I knew this would make you triggered. Okay, anyway. So how can you teach someone to love you? You can tell someone, and this is what I did in my marriage. I wrote down like 400 or 500 things. These are things I like and want. These are things I like and want. I like diamond earrings. I like flowers, pink roses, and I like this and I like that. About 400 different things. If you ever get me pissed off, this is what you do. Go buy one of these things. Don't ask me. This is how if you want to make up, if we're arguing and you want to make up, go buy this stuff, because that's what I want. I don't care about I'm sorry. I don't care about none of that. I don't care about any of that. Seriously. I just want gifts. So, and it was very helpful, because if there was an argument, I would get one of the things off my list, right? So yes, you can teach someone how to love you. I basically, without even knowing that this was a thing, I told him, hey, I love this way and I receive love this way. So love me like this, you know? And his was, I guess, acts of service and words of affirmation. I just could not. I was like, you better boost your own head up. I'm not about to freaking do that. I'll buy you something though. So that's kind of how we clashed. But I never was willing to give him love in that way because I didn't care. I don't care about your freaking love language. You love me. That's how I was, you know. in that relationship. And so, you know, that's why it didn't work probably. But yeah. So I don't think you, and okay, let's go back to the pets, because there was 8 million comments about that. Somebody says, oh, my pets are better than my kids. I can't see that. I can't see how my pets would ever be as good as my children. One moment. So do you think opposites do not attract? That I don't know how that's relevant, but opposites attract, yes. Oh, she says, because I worry about my kids, I don't worry about my cat. Okay, well, I understand that you do not like hearing the divine truth coming from God's word. What? What? Okay. That's it. I'm calling CPS animals better than kids. I don't know. If you call CPS, they would probably put you in jail, because a lot of people really feel this way. A lot of people feel like animals are better than humans. I don't know. I have never felt that way. Sorry. How do you know the dog loved you though? That's my thing. How do you know the dog loves you? How do you know that? Like, I don't have any tips for overthinking, baby. I don't. Just stop it. I can be honest, who cares? I love my kids and my cat, but still cats are easier than kids. Oh, I'm going to stop reading. Who is this? Yeah, stop reading those comments. Okay. So here's the thing, Miss FGG, bringing the point home. The only unconditional love you should ever have is for yourself and yourself only. Let me bring y'all closer. For you and only you. You are the only one you should love unconditionally. If you don't love yourself unconditionally, then no one else will love you. You should give yourself chance after chance after chance after chance after chance. You should forgive yourself over and over and over again. You should try and be better than you were yesterday. You should love your stretch marks and your cellulite. And you should love you with your wig on or your wig off. You should love you with morning breath or with fresh breath. You should love you at 400 pounds and you should love you at 120 pounds. Of course, you're going to love your children, but again, Miss Delta Radiance, I explained that there are some things that my children can do that I will remove the loving I have from them, and they won't feel the love. Yes, baby. Okay, can you wait until Mama gets done? Okay. So, I will say that. You should, and 100%, love yourself and no one else unconditionally. No one else is going to love you the way you should love yourself. And I'll say this, children are what you make them. This is a word. If you don't love your children, you didn't raise them right. If you don't love your children, you did not raise them right. Children are exactly what you make them. People who don't, I can't stand my kids. I hate them. They stupid. They crazy. Well, how they get stupid and crazy? Kids don't come here knowing anything. Children don't come here knowing anything. Thank you, Miss Lolo. Great message. Something all people should hear from parents, children, and siblings and friends. For real. Thank you so much for your donation, Miss Lolo. Thank you. So if your children come here not knowing anything, I do know teenage girls, and I know that I would bust man, look, it starts when they're little. It starts when they're little. I have a toddler, right? And I allow him to get his way a lot because he's so cute and he's so mommy baby. But he knows, he knows that mama will video or not. I don't care if we're on a video. One moment, I'll be back and then he'll be a whole new boy, right? So it starts when they're little. If you don't teach your children how to act, if you don't teach your children how to behave in public, and you don't teach your children to respect you, no, your child is not stronger than you. She ain't stronger than a bullet. You scared of your child. That's what's wrong with her. That's why you love your cat. You love your cat because you didn't do the work when she was little. Now she's 15 and she taller and stronger. What that mean? My son is 6'1". I don't care. I don't care. A 10-pound baby and you scared of it? Y'all see the mentality of this, right? Y'all see the mentality of this. I don't care if I had a 35-pound baby. I brought you into this world. You will never disrespect me, ever. My son is 6'1", and he outweighs me now. He weighs like 150, 160 something pounds. Scared of me. I'm little. I'm only 5'3". My son is afraid to ever try me. You want to know how that happened? Because I'm a good mama. Your children are what you make them. If you hate your children, it's because you didn't spend time with them. It's because you didn't teach her how to behave. There are some girls who love their moms, who are super duper close to their moms. A lot of y'all watch a good friend of mine. She has 2 girls. They're close. I'm just saying, I don't play with my children like that. My children know from the time even as babies, you can cry all night if you want to. I'm asleep. I brought you into my world. I need to do a whole parenting course, clearly, because there's no way I would love a cat because the cat can't talk back to you, but the cat won't talk back to you, or your children won't talk back to you had you raised them properly. You shouldn't hit your children. Well, I will say this, and I don't advocate beating children or any of that. I don't even spank my children. Never had to. But they're afraid for me to do it. They're afraid. They know I'm crazy. They know I'm crazy. They know I'm real crazy. You know what I mean? So mothers shape the world. If you have people who are not parenting their children, no wonder the world is run amok right now. Imagine the homes where there are children who are not raised. I love my children so much so that I spend time raising them. And I do the work and I talk to them and I learn their love languages and I meet them where they are. But they also know my mama don't play with me. My mom don't play with me and my mom will hurt me. She bigger and stronger. I don't care I'm not afraid of nothing. How can you possibly be afraid of something that you gave life to? Do you realize your very first cell came from me? You would have no kind of nothing without me. I gave you your first breath. I sustained you from my breast for years. I ain't got to see nothing. I guarantee you, if you bring your daughter to me for a week, you'll have her back as a new person. She wouldn't try me like that. I can 100% guarantee you that. How can you be scared of something that you had? Girl, look. Oh, she's strong. Okay. How you know? I don't even know if my son is strong. My son has not even, he won't even yell at me. If my son even yell at me, I'll be like, boy. Anyway, let me get off that. Let me get off that because some people just don't want it. Anyway, I don't know how to love no animal and all that unconditionally. And, that ain't me. If y'all loving animals more than you love your kids, that means you don't love yourself. So I love my children unconditionally, or right now, as long as they don't do anything to harm me, because I love myself unconditionally. There should be no one else in the world that you love unconditionally but yourself. Your mom punched your sister in the mouth. Oh, Lord, when we were teenagers, the first time she raised up on her. My sister is a big girl, first and last time it ever happened. Girl, I can't, I just don't have no, how am I gonna be scared of something? What? I'm not worried about it at all. All my boys are going to be bigger than me. My almost 8-year-old is like, comes like right here to me. He comes like to my chest. He's going to be a big boy. Everybody on their side of the family is like 6'5", 300. I don't care how tall you get. I bet them kneecaps will get lit up. I bet them kneecaps will get lit up. You hear me? Okay. I think the cultures are different. It's not boys and girls. I think we just have a cultural difference. I think that's what it is, if you know what I mean. Because my mama didn't even play that. Girl, what? I was stronger than my mama. I was stronger than my mama. But I would never even try my mama like that. It's about respect. I teach my children to respect me. You know how I do it? Saturday morning, mama want to sleep in. I'm going to put a cereal box by the TV. Don't bother me. It's about respect. I respect you and you respect me. Totally respect. I respect my children. If they're upset with me, they can come to me and say, Mama, you know, I was mad when you didn't listen to me earlier. And I can say, oh, okay, so what happened? You know, I respect them. But if I don't want to be bothered, don't bother me. Don't bother me at all. Just saying. My mom bullied me and I hated that, so I didn't want to do that with my daughter. Yeah. Well, let me not talk about your parenting. You go right ahead, baby. You just got 3 more years with her. Then you can let her run amok in the world instead of running amok in your home. But yeah, so questions? Questions? Okay, Miss Briella, thanks for that comment. Pretty sure you're gonna have your Google account blocked for putting that in there, but yeah. Love yourself unconditionally. Love yourself unconditionally. If you love yourself unconditionally, then you won't have to worry about receiving unconditional love from anyone else. How do you love yourself unconditionally? Great question, Miss Danielle. What do that have to do with anything? Sorry, not with what you said, but what this other person said. How do you love yourself unconditionally? No matter what you do, no matter what mistake you make, no matter how often you make the same mistake, you continue to love yourself. You continue to have positive self-talk. If I told my baby daddy I was going to leave him and I go back to him again, then I tell myself, it's okay. I made a mistake and it's fine. I don't have to dwell on it. I don't have to beat myself up. Allow yourself to make mistakes. Allow yourself to be imperfect. Embrace your imperfections, you know. You guys have seen me do it a lot of times on this channel. Like I have slammed myself with something I was talking about, or I come on YouTube with no wig on, or I, what's something else that I've done you guys have seen? I am super wrong on a point, and I'll be like, oh, dang, I'm so crazy. You know, but I give myself a break. I'm not hard on myself. I don't have negative self-talk to myself. And when I do have negative self-talk or tell myself negative things about myself, I get my little thing over there and I say, self. Y'all have seen me talk to self. And I literally talk to myself and say, girl, you are it, baby. You are it. There's nothing better than you. There's no reason why you shouldn't feel proud of yourself. And you're the greatest and the best and the most wonderful and blah, 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 blah. So I give myself lots of positive affirmations because I feel like I deserve it. And so I just, over and over, I give myself a break. Dang, that was stupid. I did that. Oh, you know. And if I've done something wrong and I want to correct it, then I go back and correct it and move forward from it. So, you know, there's not really a one thing that you can do to love yourself unconditionally. I think it's something that you do over and over and over again. Yeah. Good question, though. Very, very good question. Ooh, Beyonce vibes. Thanks. Divine feminine. Yeah, you can spend time with yourself. Exactly. Exactly. I feel like we as women need this because women are so hard on themselves and oh my God, I'm so fat. Oh, I'm so ugly. Oh, I'm so you know, I'm so this and I'm so that. But why does it have to be that way? Why do you have to be so hard on yourself when you can be forgiving, you can be loving, and you can give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to grow and know that I'm going to make mistakes right now. I don't really know what I'm doing or going through right now, but I know it's going to get better, you know? So yeah. So that's why I think that love is unconditional love in romantic relationships is not true. It's not true love. True love, and love is relative. I feel like someone loves me if this, and you may feel like someone loves you if this. So my love, it looks different than your love. That's why it's so multifaceted and so deep, because we could be talking about love every day for the next however many days we have left in this year, and it's still, there would still be infinite topics to speak on where love is concerned because it's so relative. It's my love is my love, you know what I mean? So it's different for each person. So I don't feel like it's hard to kind of be love is relative, as I was saying. It's relative. So it can mean different things for different people. So what I'm saying may not resonate, but as long as you continue to seek something that may not be real, you're going to keep spinning your wheels. So try the idea that maybe this person can't love me unconditionally. Maybe this person doesn't have the ability to love me unconditionally. And that's okay. That's okay if they can't. Because if they love you the way that they can love you, then it's love either way, right? So, but when you love yourself unconditionally, you won't crave outside love. There will always be love because you'll always fill your own self with love instead of looking for it outside of love or outside of yourself. What? You're a mother of 3 with 2 jobs? I don't homeschool my children. I do not. Kind of, but not. I have a small child, so he learns things and we do things as far as learning, but am I a teacher? No. Heck no. Some people weren't raised on love, only survival. They can't give you what they don't know. True. That's very, very true. Most people were raised on, yes, don't forget to like the video. Most people were raised on survival. That's absolutely true. Yeah. So any questions about this topic? As far as men are concerned. As far as men are concerned. Oh my God, girl. her and these teenagers. I wouldn't, man. I don't believe that. I seriously do not believe that. If you're a child, man. Anyway, let me not even go there. Oh, I love your relationship. You have a good relationship with them. It's so loving. Oh, thank you. Do I believe that men would die for their woman? For their men who would be willing? Wait. Do I believe that men who would die for their woman love her unconditionally? No. No, just because maybe he doesn't know her well enough. There are plenty of people who like would die for you, but they may not know you well enough. You know, if he may die for a woman who's currently sleeping with his best friend. So do I think that men who die for their women love her unconditionally? No. I just think he, really cares about her. Most men would die for a woman. I know a lot of men, especially alpha men, would die for a woman they don't even know. That's just the nature of a man, I believe. So they would die for strangers. They put themselves in harm's way for a stranger because I'm a man. That's part of being a man. So do I feel like he loves her unconditionally? No. Mm-mm. What is God? I would love for somebody to define that. Miss Stiletto Stoner says, I only expect unconditional love from God. What does that look like? Do tell. Do I pretend to love men unconditionally? Absolutely. I pretend to love men, period. Yeah, all the time. Am I going to do another zodiac video? Yes. The video for a few minutes after we get done here is going to be Mr. Libra. And if you guys want a story time, a few story times, join me in that video. Mr. Libra and I had a very colorful relationship. So we will be talking about Mr. Libra on today. Do I have any suggestions as a mother with being courted after upholding consistent self-love routines? I don't know what you mean by any suggestions for being courted. I don't know what I can suggest. I don't understand that question. I'm sorry. Do I think men no. Men do not love their children unconditionally. They do not. Why do you think there are so many single parent homes? They can have a child and leave it. They can have a child and not be concerned about any of that. They don't care. Men do not men love themselves unconditionally. Men have perfected the art of loving themselves. Oh, that's a good point. Men have perfected the art of loving themselves. Okay? And since they've perfected the art of loving themselves, women hate them for loving themselves unconditionally. Why? They love themselves. They seek their own happiness. They don't care who they have to stomp, kill, get over, leave, move, whatever. They will do whatever to make sure that they are happy, and women hate them for that. Men definitely love themselves unconditionally. Yes. There's plenty of men who have children scattered all over. Some children they don't even acknowledge. Some children are secret. Girl, no. Women aren't really likely to do that. Some women do, but men are more inclined to have that sort of behavior. So yeah. Why are men so lovey-dovey with their kids? Why are they so lovey-dovey with their kids, Ella? You don't think men should be lovey-dovey with their kids? Miss Ella, why are some men so lovey-dovey? That's a problem? That's a problem for you, that men are lovey? Some men are lovey-dovey? Who raised y'all? Being lovey-dovey is not loving unconditionally. Just because I'm affectionate, I'm assuming lovey-dovey. Just to translate, I'm assuming lovey-dovey means that you're saying they're very affectionate. I don't feel like that's a problem. I feel like if there were more dads who were affectionate, we wouldn't have people in the comments saying they love their cat. We wouldn't have people in the comments who say they love their cat more than they love their own naturally born children if fathers were more lovey-dovey. You grew up without both parents. Yeah. So that would be probably why you would have that take on it. But I feel like lovey-dovey fathers are needed, baby. Lovey-dovey fathers are needed so that we don't have situations where people don't understand unconditional love. You know, just saying. I think we need more of that. We don't need to ew that. The fact that ew is a thing means, oh, thank you, Miss Sasha. Thank you. Tithing in the church. The Lord, God is going to bless you for paying your tithes, baby. So yeah. I just think that is, does it seem inappropriate for a man to be lovey-dovey to his own children? No, not at all. Now, I don't advocate kissing in the mouth and stuff. I don't advocate, you know, a man kissing in the mouth and doing all that, but I think the world needs a little bit more love. Just saying. You're starting self-care routines and you only wish to ask the do's and don'ts of courting. I apologize for any confusion. So I don't know how self-love routines connect to, I guess that's the part I'm not understanding. What do self-love routines have to do with you being courted by a man? My idea of being courted is being pursued by a man. So my self-love activities don't really go with that, I don't think. I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do too. I love seeing a man that loves his children. I don't think that men love unconditionally, though. I don't. Even his own naturally born children, I don't think, even if he stays around, even if he, I don't think Ella's a troll. Yeah, Ella's not a troll. She just was asking a question from her perspective because she didn't have a dad that loved her that way. So when she sees it, it feels unnatural to her. So that's a very valid question because a lot of people think that. But that's not, I don't feel like it's a bad thing. My dad was super. You would have really thought my daddy was crazy because he was way over the top with me. And I'm better for it, for sure. But yeah, I forgot what I was saying. It was a real good point, but sorry. Anyway, so those are my thoughts on loving unconditionally. I don't necessarily think, I don't think that it's possible in romantic relationships. Why can't guys love unconditionally? It doesn't matter why. It doesn't matter why. It just matters that maybe it's testosterone. Because think about it. Very good question. Bling, I just got a download from God, we'll say. Think about it like this. If I am a hunter, a gatherer, a protector of my family, right? I cannot love you unconditionally because that's going to make me not want to leave you. That's going to make me not want to leave you. That's going to make me not want to stay at home with you and be close to you and protect you. They can't love unconditionally because if they did, we would all die. Somebody has to be here who's nurturing you and caring for you. That's why you have a woman and a man come together, because I have things that he can't bring to the table, right? If everybody loved unconditionally, nobody would eat. If everybody loved unconditionally, everybody loved conditionally, nobody would survive, because we'd be like, them kids, like the other lady said, I'd rather have a cat. Damn these kids, I hate my kids. If everybody felt that way, then we would all be dead, right? So you have to have a middle ground. So that's why they can't, or why they don't really love unconditionally, because it's not something that they're wired to do. They have to go out, and you can't be a caring, feeling, loving being when you're supposed to be strong and protecting. Look at me. Look at me. Y'all know what song has been in my head as I'm giving y'all all this good knowledge, and I'm very intelligent, and I'm Michaela Pink. Guess what song is in my head, y'all? I just keep them satisfied through the weekend. Do it like 9 to 5 on the weekend. Lose his mind every weekend. Why is that in my head right now? Random, but okay. That's just my jam. Okay, sorry. Sorry. So, thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for tuning in. Oh, I was cute when I did that little move. Oh, I'm gonna have to rewind that. I was cute with my little hair. Hey, Lush. Join me on the next video in about 10 minutes on Mr. Libra. I have lots of stories about the way I loved my Libra man. And we're going to dive into the mind of Mr. Libra. And we're going to talk about how is he in relationships, how does he love, and how can you get him to love you, girl. So all of my information is linked below. If you would like any courses, and all of my stuff does cost. There's a cost to everything. Consultations, you can book those through my DMs, basically. Don't forget to like this video. 210 of you, don't forget to like this video. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I'm Michaela Pink, and that's what I think.